Master your mind, master your life. You stand at the crossroads of your destiny, clutching the power to shape every moment, every decision, every breath. The battlefield on which your future is won or lost is not out there, it is within your own mind. Napoleon Hill understood this truth, declaring that, what the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. But today, in a world flooded with distractions, doubts, and noise, mastering your mind is not just an advantage, it is the foundation of greatness itself. Imagine your mind as a vast, untamed ocean. Its waves are your thoughts, its currents your emotions, and beneath the surface, the deep undercurrent of belief pulls you toward your destiny. Will you command this ocean, steering it with unwavering intent? Or will you drift helplessly, tossed by every fleeting fear, every passing worry? Master your mind, and you master your life. This is not a mere cliche, it is the hard-earned truth behind every towering success, every breakthrough, every legacy. Look back to Thomas Edison, a man who failed over 1,000 times before birthing the electric light. What separated Edison from countless others who gave up? It wasn't talent alone, it was his unshakable control over his mental landscape. Failure was a visitor, not a master. He visualized success not as a distant hope but as an inevitable fact, rooted in his mind's eye like the blueprint of a masterpiece waiting to be realized. Edison mastered his mind, and in doing so, he illuminated the world. To master your mind is to claim your power over the narratives you tell yourself. Every thought you entertain is a seed, and your mind's garden grows according to the seeds you water. Doubt, fear, and hesitation are weeds that choke your potential, but belief, clarity, and focus are the sun and rain that make your dreams bloom. This is why every successful individual invests in mental discipline, because the mind is the architect of reality. The first step toward mastery is awareness. Observe your thoughts without judgment, like a sentinel watching the tides. Are you feeding your mind with defeat or victory? Are you letting limiting beliefs whisper lies that bind you to mediocrity? The moment you become aware, you gain the power to intervene, to uproot negativity and replace it with conviction. This is the battlefield of self-mastery, the war within, where the stakes are nothing less than your future. Napoleon Hill said, "You are the master of your destiny." You can influence, direct, and control your own environment. You can make your life what you want it to be. But this power demands vigilance. Just as a captain steers through storms, you must guard your mind against the relentless onslaught of distractions and doubts. Discipline is the compass that keeps you on course when the sea grows wild. Without discipline, even the brightest vision fades into a distant dream. Clarity fuels discipline. When your purpose burns bright, distractions fall away like shadows fleeing the dawn. What is your purpose? What vision sets your soul on fire and compels you to rise before the sun, to persist when others surrender? This vision is the North Star of your mind, a beacon that guides every thought, every action. Write it down. Speak it aloud. Let it echo through your consciousness until it becomes an unbreakable command. Visualization is the alchemy of the mind. When athletes see themselves crossing the finish line, when entrepreneurs feel the weight of success before the first dollar is earned, they prime their minds for victory. Your mind cannot distinguish between vivid imagination and reality. See yourself as the person who has already mastered their life. Feel the confidence, the peace, the power. This mental rehearsal electrifies your subconscious, aligning every fiber of your being toward that outcome. But visualization without action is like a spark without fuel, a flicker soon extinguished. Mastery demands relentless action. It requires showing up every day, pushing through discomfort, and embracing failure as a stepping stone. Remember Abraham Lincoln, whose repeated defeats could have crushed any spirit. Instead, he transformed loss into learning, adversity into advantage. His mind was his fortress, he wielded resilience as his sword. Gratitude is the soil in which your mental garden thrives. It shifts your focus from scarcity to abundance, from limitation to possibility. Every morning, acknowledge the small victories, the lessons learned, the opportunities that await. Gratitude is not passive thankfulness but an active force that rewires your brain toward optimism and strength. This is the mindset that endures storms and emerges stronger. Adaptability is the secret weapon of those who master their lives. The world is unpredictable, but a flexible mind navigates chaos with grace. When Henry Ford faced skepticism and failure, he didn't cling to rigid plans but pivoted, innovated, and refined. Your mind must be a river, not a rock, flowing, adjusting, overcoming obstacles with fluid intelligence. Learning is the fuel for mastery. The moment you stop growing, you begin to decay. Greatness demands a hunger for knowledge, a relentless pursuit of improvement. Read voraciously, seek mentors, absorb lessons from history's giants. Remember, the mind is like a muscle: without challenge, it withers; with challenge, it grows stronger and sharper. Resilience ties all these elements together. It is the heartbeat of mastery. Resilience is the refusal to bow under pressure, to let failure define you, or to allow fear to cage your spirit. It is the deep well of strength from which you draw when the night seems endless and the path unclear. The most successful figures in history share this trait: a fierce refusal to surrender. Master your mind, and you unleash the infinite potential within. This mastery is not reserved for the few, it is available to anyone who chooses to claim it. Today, you face a choice: to be ruled by circumstance or to rule your mind and shape your destiny. Will you nurture doubt or cultivate belief? Will you drift or decide? The power is yours. Rise now and make this moment the turning point. Stand tall, breathe deep, and declare with unwavering certainty, I am the master of my mind. I am the master of my life. Nothing outside me has power over my success. My thoughts are my commands, my belief is my shield, and my action is my sword. The journey will be hard. The world will test you. But the mind that is mastered is a fortress no storm can breach. You carry within you the spark of greatness, waiting to ignite. Feed it with faith, discipline, clarity, and relentless pursuit. Step into your power and watch as your life transforms, not because the world changes, but because you have mastered the one force that controls everything: your mind. Master your mind, master your life. Your destiny awaits. To truly master your mind is to embark on the greatest journey you will ever undertake: the journey inward. It is the relentless commitment to shaping your inner world with the same intensity that others devote to conquering the outer world. Because no matter how many skills you acquire, no matter how many resources you gather, if your mind is fragmented, distracted, or ruled by fear, all external success will crumble like a castle built on sand. Mastering your mind means owning your thoughts with absolute authority. It means refusing to let negative voices, both from within and without, dictate your self-worth or your possibilities. Every second spent entertaining doubt or hesitation chips away at your potential. But every moment spent choosing belief, clarity, and focus strengthens the foundation of your future. This is the battlefield where winners are forged, not from luck or talent alone, but from unyielding mental dominance. When you master your mind, you unlock a power greater than any external circumstance. You no longer react to challenges, you anticipate them, prepare for them, and overcome them with grace. The storms of life still come, but they no longer have the power to drown you. Instead, they become the winds that fill your sails, pushing you toward your purpose. Look at the lives of history's greatest leaders: Lincoln standing firm amid the nation's darkest hour, Edison turning failure into innovation, Carnegie building an empire from nothing but vision and discipline. What unified these giants was not just ambition, but mastery over their own minds. They cultivated an internal environment where resilience, clarity, and purpose reigned supreme, and their external reality could do nothing but reflect that strength. Mastering your mind is also mastering your emotions. Emotional control is the gatekeeper of success. To act with purpose, you must first master the tempest within. Anger, fear, envy, they are powerful forces, but only if you allow them to be. When you command your emotions instead of being commanded by them, you gain a clarity of thought and a steadiness of action that few possess. But mastery does not mean suppression. It means understanding and channeling your emotions as fuel. Transform fear into courage, doubt into determination, and frustration into relentless drive. This is the alchemy of the mind that turns obstacles into stepping stones. Discipline is the muscle that strengthens with use. It's the daily choice to feed your mind with what empowers rather than what weakens. Every morning, when you decide to focus your thoughts, when you affirm your goals with conviction, you are training your brain to expect success. This mental discipline is the architect of habits, and habits are the blueprint of your destiny. Clarity of vision acts as the compass for your mind. Without it, your energy scatters like wind-blown leaves. But with a clear, compelling purpose, every thought and every action aligns like the gears of a finely tuned machine. Your mind becomes a laser, cutting through distractions and driving you relentlessly toward your goal. Gratitude and adaptability serve as the fertile ground for mental growth. Gratitude shifts your perspective from lack to abundance, from defeat to opportunity. Adaptability keeps your mind agile, able to pivot when circumstances shift. Together, They cultivate a mindset that not only survives but thrives in uncertainty. Learning is the continuous sharpening of your mental tools. The mind that stops growing stagnates and decays. Every book read, every mentor consulted, every lesson embraced is a brick laid in the fortress of your mind. The more you learn, the more prepared you are to seize opportunity and innovate when others falter. Resilience is the final pillar, the unbreakable will to continue no matter the setbacks. It is the refusal to surrender your mind to despair. When failure comes, as it inevitably will, resilience is what says, "Not today. I am stronger than this moment." It is what separates those who reach the pinnacle of success from those who fall by the wayside. In the end, mastering your mind means taking full responsibility for the reality you create. No one else holds the pen to write your story. The thoughts you nurture, the beliefs you reinforce, the actions you take, all are the ink on your pages. So choose wisely. Guard your mind as a treasure beyond all others, because when your mind is mastered, your life becomes limitless. Rise each day with this truth in your heart: your mind is your most powerful asset. Harness it, control it, and watch as it transforms your life from ordinary to extraordinary. Master your mind, and you do not merely survive, you thrive. You do not simply exist, you conquer. Your life becomes a masterpiece painted with the colors of your highest thoughts and fiercest belief. Your destiny is not a mystery. It is a reflection of your mental mastery. Claim it now. To expand the mastery of your mind is to claim the throne over your destiny. Imagine your mind as the captain of a mighty ship, navigating the vast, unpredictable ocean of life. The storms will rage. The waves will crash. But a masterful captain does not let fear dictate the course. He does not flail with every gust of wind or bend with every tide. Instead, he stands firm, eyes fixed on the horizon, steering relentlessly toward the goal. This is the essence of mental mastery: unwavering focus and unshakable resolve. It is the difference between those who drift through life, tossed by circumstances, and those who command their journey with precision and power. Most people never reach this level because they surrender their minds to distraction and fear. They allow doubt to seep in like a poison, slowly eroding their confidence and clarity. They consume mindless noise instead of nourishing thoughts. They react to life instead of responding with intention. And in doing so, they hand over the reins of their future to forces beyond their control. But you, the seeker of greatness, must reject this fate. You must become the sovereign of your thoughts, the guardian of your vision. Every thought you entertain is a seed. Will you plant seeds of doubt, fear, and hesitation? Or will you cultivate seeds of faith, courage, and clarity? The choice is yours and yours alone. Now, consider the power of repetition in this mental training. The mind does not distinguish between what is real and what is vividly imagined. It simply responds to what it is fed consistently. This is why the great leaders, inventors, and champions of history repeated their affirmations, visualized their victories, and rehearsed their success mentally long before the world saw the results. Thomas Edison's thousands of failed attempts were not defeats but rehearsals, each one strengthening his mind's conviction that success was not a possibility but an inevitability. This is the discipline you must adopt. Morning, noon, and night feed your mind with the truth of your greatness. Speak your purpose aloud. Envision your success in vivid detail. Feel the emotions of victory as though they are happening now. These mental rituals build a fortress around your willpower, shielding it from the doubts and distractions that will inevitably arise. Yet mental mastery is not isolation. It demands connection to your purpose, your environment, and your community. Purpose is the fuel that ignites the engine of your mind. Without it, even the most disciplined mind is like a ship without a destination, endlessly drifting. Purpose anchors you, giving your thoughts and actions meaning beyond the moment. It transforms hardship into challenge, and challenge into opportunity. Surround yourself with those who reflect and reinforce your vision. The people you associate with either raise your frequency or lower it. Choose companions who inspire belief, who challenge you to grow, who embody the mindset you aspire to. Your mind is a magnet, it attracts what you embody. Be mindful of what you radiate. The journey to mental mastery is paved with setbacks and trials. The world will test your resolve. The inner critic will roar. The old habits will tempt you back into comfort zones of doubt and complacency. This is where resilience is born: when you choose to rise each time you fall, when you persist despite pain, failure, and disappointment. Every champion you admire, whether it's Abraham Lincoln overcoming rejection, Oprah Winfrey breaking barriers, or Henry Ford revolutionizing industry, shares this trait: an unbreakable resilience anchored in mental mastery. They understood that success is not a single moment but a relentless series of choices to believe, to act, and to persevere. Mastering your mind also means mastering the art of emotional alchemy. Emotions are powerful currents beneath the surface of your consciousness. To ignore or suppress them is to be at their mercy. To master them is to harness their energy and transform it into action. Anger can become your fuel for justice. Fear can sharpen your senses. Doubt can deepen your determination. But this transformation requires self-awareness, a rare and precious skill. You must become a vigilant observer of your thoughts and feelings, discerning which serve your growth and which sabotage it. Meditation, journaling, and mindful reflection are tools that can illuminate the shadows of your mind, revealing limiting beliefs and patterns that no longer serve you. Once exposed, these shadows lose their grip. You replace them with empowering beliefs, shaping a mental landscape fertile for greatness. This process is ongoing, lifelong. Mastery is not a destination but a continuous evolution. In this process, gratitude becomes your greatest ally. Gratitude trains your mind to focus on abundance rather than lack. It rewires your brain to notice opportunity where others see obstacles. It builds emotional resilience, helping you remain centered and hopeful amidst adversity. Gratitude is the silent force that transforms hardship into lessons, and lessons into wisdom. It shifts your narrative from victimhood to empowerment. Finally, mental mastery demands action aligned with belief. The mind can conceive and believe, but without action, those visions remain fantasies. The greatest minds took bold, consistent action fueled by unshakable faith. They showed up, day after day, even when the results were invisible. So, what action will you take today that reflects your mastery of your mind? How will you carry yourself? How will you speak to yourself and others? How will you protect your thoughts and nurture your vision? Remember, your mind is the master key to your life. Unlock it, train it, guard it, and watch as your world transforms. Because when you master your mind, you do not just master your thoughts, you master your destiny. And that destiny is greatness.